Why is it that a lot of the times people with uteruses have to carry all the responsibility that comes with getting pregnant?
You mean women?
I think there are people. I didn't want to get into this topic.
You already did. I mean, can you be a man with a uterus?
Yes.
Already, whatever she says is going to be utter nonsense. It's going to have zero credibility, but let's go ahead and listen anyways.
I didn't want to have the gender discussion with you.
This is what they teach here, guys. I'm telling you.
I didn't want to have the gender versus sex discussion.
Well,
I wanted
you brought
to
it
have a
upon
discussion
yourself.
about
That's
abortion.
fine. Okay, what is your contention?
Okay, so basically, why is it that people with uteruses have to carry all the responsibilities that come with having a pregnancy? Because this is true, but he just said you have to be responsible for your own orgasms.
The law is very clear that if the father abandons, they owe child support. So that's actually not clear.
Okay,
it's
but a
actually
lot
not
of the time
case.
it's like, you know, there's like one night stands. There's the cases of like
Then
you just
stop
get
having
knocked up.
one night stands. Like, you don't have to have sex. It's not like a thing you need to do.
You said you had sex, and now you have to live with the consequences.
Yes.
So both people should have to live with the
Yes,
consequences.
and here.
That is why, for the longest time, fathers were choosing the husbands for the daughters, is because they were trying to avoid this whole culture that we have now of hookups. When you get pregnant, unfortunately, that is your responsibility. The man, he could be a piece of shit and want nothing to do with it. It's just now we live in a time to where the government forces them to pay child support. But let's just say the man, it's based on how much money he makes per year. Let's say the man is unemployed. You're not going to get nothing. Like, that's tough. They might award you child support and he might be making minimum wage, but that's going to equate to little to no money. So, yeah, you have to live with the consequences. Make better decisions. Stop letting random dudes impregnate you. Stop having sex unprotected. Yeah, man, that's the harsh reality. As an adult, when you make a decision, you have to live with it. That goes for men and women. Unfortunately, in this specific scenario, the woman is the one who is stuck with the living being inside of her. So, yeah, you have more responsibility. So that means that you need to put more priority and importance on your decision making.
Here I am with this radical idea that all of humanity embraced for like 2,000 years, which the best way to live is to get married and then have sex.
But
I know
that
it's
is
against
not the reality of our society at this time, and we all know this.
Well, exactly. But what is there anything stopping you from doing that?
No.
Self-control is a virtue that every kid should re-embrace.
Still happens outside of marriages.
Yes.
And you were saying that because you have to be responsible for your own orgasms, does that not mean that a male or the person who contributes the sperm, okay, a biological male
contributes the sperm? So we're no longer. No, she said male, but then she said now we're just sperm donors. That's what we are now.
I'm just saying.
Do you see how like the trans thing, just like you don't never know what to say. It's just so comical, but yeah.
So the person who is a biological male and contributes to that pregnancy, they don't have to live with those responsibilities just because they are not married. But that's not fair.
Yeah, that's nature.
But that's not fair, and you just said that you should be responsible for your own.
Then argue with God, man. Like, what are we talking about? I want to have sex. Damn it. I had sex and now I'm pregnant and now I have the baby. Like, yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. Now you're fucked. Like, what are we talking about? If you want to have sex, whether you're a man or a woman, there are consequences attached to that. For a man, those consequences might entail financial responsibility. For a woman, the consequences will entail physical responsibility and dedicating time. That's just nature, man. If you don't like that, that is something you have to argue with God about. That's something you have to bring to him. We didn't make these rules. And she's acting like this is something that is out of her control. Just stop having sex. It's that simple.
Orgasms.
Okay, yeah, a lot in life is not fair. Women have to menstruate. I don't. Not fair. Okay? Also, there's things that men have to go through that women don't have to go through.
That males should have to contribute just as much to a female's pregnancy if she is going to carry said thing.
Fair. Let me hold you to that standard then. Time out. Therefore, if a woman is going to have an abortion, is it 50% the man's decision?
If we hold males to this responsibility, I believe that they should, at least be able to, have a say. But that is my personal opinion.
Like 10% or 20%?
In the end, it is a female's body, and they have the right to decide what they do with their body.
Okay, but to just to play that out, if the baby is a baby girl in there, doesn't that baby girl also have a right to decide to her own body?
We're still they can't even make decisions yet.
Exactly. So then isn't it best not to terminate them because they can't make decisions?
You're still not answering my question.
No,
How
no,
are
it
we
does.
supposed to hold the
You didn't answer the question first. He asked you, does the man have 50% say in if the child gets aborted or not? You didn't answer that. You said he should have a little bit of a say. You didn't say yes or no to the 50%. So you're doing the same thing.
because you just said that pregnancy comes from two people, does it not? And you're supposed to be
that-
responsible for your own orgasm.
Yes, I know how
Correct?
reproduction works. If your contention is that men should be held more accountable for impregnating women, yeah, of course, the law already reflects a lot of that. That's why child support decisions go 99% against men, okay? The law is way, way, way in the woman's favor. A lot of times it should be
But
because...
a lot of the times in one-night stands, that's just like simply like not the case.
Oh, okay, so what is the contention then? Then we must make it easier for one-night stands? I
No,
mean, like...
I'm trying to say I don't think it's fair that like you are going out of your way to say that it's not okay that the person who has to carry
Okay,
that child.
but just understand how silly what you're saying. You're using the word fair, fair, fair. The
It isn't
utmost
fair.
unfair thing is to...
You don't have to deal with the stigma.
No,
You don't
time
have
out.
to deal
Let
with
me
the bills.
finish what I'm
You don't
saying.
have to do.
Let me finish what I'm saying. The most unfair thing imaginable is eliminating a life from being able to live and flourish. That's the most unfair thing. Murder is the most unfair thing at all. I mean, definitionally, that's unfair. You eliminate a life from being able to flourish. That's unfair.
As a person with a uterus, if I did get pregnant, I would not want to carry said pregnancy.
As a person with a prostate,
And I don't have sex, and that's not anybody's business, but
Cap. That's cap. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. There's a couple points that I want to like hit on real quick. When he was talking about like, 99% of the time men are put on child support. That's true. I think that they should even get rid of that. That sounds crazy, but I think that they should get rid of that. I think that child support just incentivizes women to make horrible decisions. You shouldn't even need child support. You should be married. You should have your husband. You should have children within wedlock. You wouldn't need child support. Your man would be there and he'd be working for you and the family. The only time that would make sense for you to have child support is if you could prove infidelity or there was a domestic abuse or like physical violence within the relationship. And that's why you filed for divorce. That's the only time that I think that makes sense is for you to get alimony and child support is whenever those two instances occur. And the second thing that I want to hit on is she keeps talking about fair, fair, fair. Sometimes life is not fair. I don't even think fairness really applies to this specific scenario. If you make a decision and you have to live with said decision, I think that's extremely fair. You made the decision to let a random dude or a dude that you weren't really gonna see a future with impregnate you, and now you have to live with the consequences. That seems very fair to me. You did the most intimate thing with him. It resulted in a life. Tough. But y'all, let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section, man. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button to subscribe to the channel. I'll leave this video linked in the description so you can go check out the entire thing. Yeah, man, that's it for this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.